Hi, my name is Miss Linn. Mr. Hodges and myself are co-teaching pre-ACE chemistry this year, and we'll be collaborating on these videos throughout the year. Just a reminder to our new students, we would like you to feel comfortable coming to either of us for help throughout the year. Mr. Hodges is in room S204, and I am in room S211, just a few doors down. So, let me get forward. So in this video today, before we begin any intense chemistry videos, we want to set you up for success and go over our expectations for note-taking on these video lectures at home. This video will review what are Cornell Notes, how to set them up, the parts, etc., what benefits to taking Cornell Notes, and finally, what are our chemistry class expectations, how will they be graded, etc. A reminder to all students that to get credit for today's video lecture, you will be required to practice taking Cornell Notes during this video. So make sure you have your notebook and pen and pencil ready to go. If at any time I go too fast, please feel free to pause or rewind the video as needed. So here on the next slide, you will see 3 sets of examples of Cornell Notes. The first 2 sets are handwritten notes from a science class, and then the middle one is history. If you notice, they all have some things in common. All of them have titles, dates at the top. They contain a section for questions and headings, a bigger section for actual note-taking, and finally a summary section at the bottom. These notes are all also highlighted using more than one color to emphasize important information. Since you are required to take Cornell Notes, let's set them up together. So to the left, you will see a blank Cornell template from the AVID program. This is a really great template. However, it takes too much paper for us teachers to print that out for you daily. So it is our expectation that you will be able to create them in your notebook yourself. So first I'm going to go to the top of my page and I'm going to write the title, and I apologize, my smartboard is a little messy, and the date at the top. And then it will usually be the title of the video presentation. Then leave some space for our EQ, or our essential question. And hold on one second. All right, our EQ. Okay, and then leave space for my essential question. You're going to go ahead and have about 1/3 of your page will be for questions that you make up. The other section is where you're going to put your notes. And finally, leave about 5 lines at the bottom for your summary. Okay. So next. So let's fill in some specific information for these notes that we're doing today. The title is Cornell Note Expectations, which I got from the title of the video. And then look in the bottom right corner of your computer screen and copy down the date. The essential question is, what are the expectations for Cornell Notes in chemistry? Now, sometimes we will give you the essential question, and other times we would like you to reveal the notes and decide one for yourself. So do some critical thinking about it. Then also we have sections for our questions, our notes, and our summary. So please go ahead and set these up on your note paper sitting in front of you as you watch this video right now. And if you need to pause the video so you have more time to fill out this information, go ahead and do that. All right, so now to see if you're paying attention, in a moment I would like you to pause the video and write some notes in your note section under the heading Parts of Cornell Notes. So I want you to list the 6 parts every Cornell Note should have had based on this video so far. If you have trouble answering this question, I suggest you go back and re-watch the previous couple minutes. When you are done, you may restart the video. So go ahead and pause now and fill this information in your notes. So what are the 6 main parts of Cornell Notes? Hopefully you were able to write them down. I'm not going to review them, as you can just rewind the video if you didn't catch them all. Now I want to add in a 7th part is highlighting main ideas and keywords using 3 different colors. And it is important that you really do that. So please go ahead and write that down as our number 7. So in Cornell Notes, you separate out each chunk of a subject of the same topic. So if I were writing these notes, I would draw a line at this point separating out this section because we're about to move on to how Cornell Notes benefit students. So how do they? I'm going to go through these notes kind of slowly. In the future, you will decide what to write. So the next section should be labeled Student Benefits. And as I discuss these, I would like you to fill in the bullet points. I'm not going to list any out explicitly. You're going to have to decide what to write for yourself. So as you can see on these two slides, I have two graphs. On the left is the normal graph of forgetfulness. As this memory researcher has shown, after about 24 hours, if the learning only happened once, you will only remember about 25% of what you learned. On the right, it's what happens to your memory if you review this material over multiple days and multiple times. So as you can see, even though as time passes, you still start losing it, it comes back easier and easier every time. And this repetition creates information retention over longer periods of time. Now, how does this relate to Cornell Notes? If you do them correctly, writing your notes is the original learning. Then later on, reviewing the notes, writing a summary, this can be your second repetition. Then thinking and creating possible test questions could be your third repetition. And finally, going back and highlighting those main ideas and keywords using 3 colors or more and picking out the most important information, that can be your fourth repetition. Actually, for maximized learning, I would recommend to all my students that you do the video notes, then go do other homework or take a break, and then maybe an hour later go back and complete the summary or the questions. Give your brain that break that allows for a higher retention rate of information. And next I have another slide. This is going to be a brain for you. So on this brain, you can see different parts control different things. If you are watching this video, you are both hearing and seeing. So there are 2 different places of your brain lighting up right now if you were to put your brain under an MRI. When you pause the video to take notes and decide what's important, the concentrating and planning part of your brain will light up with electricity and neurons. And finally, when you do your critical thinking to create possible quiz questions, the problem-solving part of your brain will light up, which is a different part than when you're highlighting main ideas or keywords in 3 colors. So now, Miss Linn, what's the point of this? So here's the point. The more parts of your brain that light up when you're learning something new, the more likely it is to stick in your brain for long-term memory. And as teenagers, your brains are constantly developing, and as more parts of your brain are growing, you strengthen those connections between the different parts. And using Cornell Notes with all its different pieces really helps to maximize that brain growth and retain this essential information that we're trying to teach to you in science and in chemistry this year. So what are my class expectations? Now this is the part where I would go ahead and chunk off my previous notes, whatever I decided to put as the reasons why they were important to students. But now I'm going to go ahead and, this would be like a slide I would have you copy down in class. So these are my and Mr. Hodges' actual expectations. I'm going to leave them up here. You can read through them on your own. Please go ahead and copy them. You don't have to do it word for word. Put them in your own words if you want to. But it is, make sure that the essential parts of this are in here. So go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to write this information down and process it. And then now, that's it. Your video is complete. Yay! Remember to take your pass-fail participation quiz on Blackboard, and you can retake this participation quiz and rewatch the video as many times as needed. Thank you so much, and I look forward to being your teacher this year.